Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order Avalon Lefay. Last time, I don't know, things are kind of blending together. I think last time was when we fought with, Tamlin Tristan. And we met whoever the auctioneer fairy is, who looks like BB. Or I guess Sakura. And, then we caught up with what Mash was doing in the fragment. She's in Sheffield. The goblins sold her off to the Lord there. The Lord's a lion. He's building an army. Apparently, fairies have a natural inclination to do one thing. And the Lord Sheffield's thing is to fight and be hated. And he needs to be hated in order to use his powers to fight. But because Mash is such a good eggplant, she can't hate him. So that's what's going on there, I think. But yeah, let's continue on with what's going on in Sheffield. Oh right, I almost forgot a very important part. Do you mind if we rewind just a little bit?
I've been waiting for you, my lord. You must be tired after a harsh day of work.
Is that your attempt at playing the model wife? Imprudent whelp. Don't think I don't see what you're doing here. Clever lass. Playing along obediently will do nothing to change your fate. My only objective is the throne. Everything I do is in service of defeating the clans and killing Morgan. You are no exception, child of prophecy. I'm quite used to bedding humans. I'm going to deflower you now. I will not be gentle. But if you wish to fight back, you are welcome to try. This is the room in Sheffield's castle's guest house that was prepared for Mash. On the night that the child of prophecy was clothed in a bridal dress and told to await Bogart's arrival. This is what happened during her first night as Bogart's 62nd bride. What was that? Are we under attack? Huh? Lord Borgart? What in the world happened? Ah, the wall by the throne is ruined. Everyone, come quick. The enemy is trying to kill Lord Borgart. Hold it. I'm fine. Do not call the other guards. I just slipped. That's all. Oh. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Still, it's amazing that you're alright after falling over 50 meters. I guess that's why they call you the Lord... I guess that's why they call you the Stone Lion, Lord Borgart.
I'm so sorry, Bogart. I'll be right down. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Again, I'm so sorry. I was actually very nervous about all this. Oh, oops. So even though you just lost your balance from being tired and were only trying to grab my shoulders for support, you surprised me so much I just shoved out with my hands. I never expected you to go flying so far.
Trying very hard not to let the sudden realization of what actually happened show on his face. Guard! You are to tell no one else about this. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Of course, sir. I didn't see anything, sir. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get back to my duties. Whoa, the Child of Prophecy is amazing. I can't wait to tell everyone about this.
Bogart? Would you like me to rub your back?
No! Don't touch me ever again. What kind of wife knocks her husband out of a castle on their first night together? The rumors spread overnight. They spoke of an Iron Woman who could even throw Lord Bogart from his own castle. They said she was strong, kind, and eccentric. A new Tamlin, like no one had ever seen before. Man, Sheffield's been like a whole new town ever since Lady Mash got here. She gets rid of the Moors for us, she helps us out with anything we ask of her. And best of all, she even keeps Lord Bogart from acting up. It's like he's back to his old self again. Not even the Queen's army can stop us now. Norwich is as good as back in our hands. A toast to Lady Mash! A toast to Lord Bogart! A toast to our knight! The Knight of Sheffield! Cheers! Must be nice to be you, Wag. Sheesh. The Knight of Sheffield, huh? Mash is the Child of Prophecy, remember? She's not just Sheffield's knight. Sure, those princess clothes look great on her, but there's something special about her. She's more than that. If you ask me, Mash looked pretty elegant in that iron armor of hers. Too.
What? You jealous of Bogart now, Rob? Did you forget you were the ones who brought it here?
I don't know what accent I'm doing there. Of course not. I just think it's sick how everyone in town is carrying on about her. I mean, I know it's kind of the same for us, but still. Every morning I see Mash looking out at the horizon up from atop the ramparts, and she always looks so lonely. She used to smile all the time. She used to be really happy. It makes me wonder if maybe we made a big mistake.
Is that so? So what? You don't think Mash is the Child of Prophecy after all now?
She was just a lucky find at first. Just another piece of merchandise. But then, she started talking to us like we were equals, and before I knew it, I got attached to her. Me and Wag aren't from Fairy Britain. We drifted here from outside. We're basically flotsam objects, humans, sometimes even fairies. They wash ashore here sometimes. We're like changelings in a way.
Flotsam? I've never heard of that term before. But I guess that's pretty typical of Morgan's reign.
We're a part of a clan, and we didn't spring up naturally. We don't belong anywhere. One day, Queen Morgan's soldiers caught us, branded us with command spells, and just let us go. I knew we'd die when we got squeezed for our existence tax at the end of the year, so they didn't even bother killing us. That's why I threw myself into any kind of work I could find, no matter how dirty. You know what Wang is like. He doesn't even know what's going on half the time. Still, I'm like his big brother, so it's my duty to at least make sure he's got enough to eat. My only purpose every year was making sure we survived. At least that kept us from becoming Moors. But fortunately, it also made me forget a bunch of things. Hesitation, uncertainty, compassion. The next thing I knew, I was thinking I was a full-blown bad guy, and that I could do whatever I wanted. It would have been a lot easier if I just stayed like that. But being around MASH made me realize I had forgotten my values after all. The Child of Prophecy is supposed to save the fairies of Fae Britain, right? It's got nothing to do with us, since we've never truly been a part of this land. So no, I'm sure she's not the real Child of Prophecy. The real Child of Prophecy would never save us. As might be a fake Child of Prophecy, but she's even better than the real one.
So does this mean the reason you're still in Sheffield is?
What do you know, dummy? Go on, get lost. What are you even doing here flopping your gums? Don't you have some tailoring to do for the lady or something?
I sure do. I'm Habitrot, the spinner, friend to all brides. Don't worry. I'm sure I'll make sure Mash stays safe. And if I ever need help, I'll come to you first.
Woo! We're not scared of the Moors or the Queen. We're all gonna keep Mash safe together. You were right, Winky. If we just parted way sooner, this would never... Huh? Winky? Where'd you go, Winky? Fourth platoon has returned from Edinburgh, Lord Bogart. They weren't able to meet with Knocknariab. I don't know why I didn't look that up. But they were successful with their business negotiations. So, they managed to procure the iron weapons then. Give the weapons to the fairies, and take the armor to the humans' barracks. Just having humans around will be enough to empower our fairy soldiers. They don't need to take part in the fighting. All they need to do is stay alive. Yes, sir! I'll have the tailor fit them for armor right away. Now, where is the Child of Prophecy? Down the town again? I thought I told her to stay by my throne. No wife of a lord should conduct herself so thoughtlessly. Who told her she could come and go as she pleases? Was it Habitrot? If she thinks she can do whatever she likes just because I value her tailoring skills, she is gravely mistaken. Tell her and the Child of Prophecy that their next infraction will be their last. Well, the thing is, sir, Lady Mash said she wanted to be of use to you as best as she could, so... If you wants to be of use to me, she should obey me. I am the law in Sheffield, and any who refuse to abide by it shall be dealt with harshly, regardless of their reasons for doing so.
Hey there, boss! I heard we got some new gear, so I stopped by to make sure it isn't me. Oh, wow. So I stopped by to make sure it isn't all just junk. What's got your fur ruffled, Lord Bogart? Oh, I see. You're all nervous because Mash isn't here, right? Hey, I get it. She's super strong after all. So, with the army of no Darlingtons that's supposedly headed this way, you probably want her here by your side to keep you safe since you're revolting against the queen and all, huh?
Don't be ridiculous. I don't need any protection. That girl would only make more trouble for me if she were here nearby.
Then it shouldn't matter where Mash goes, should it? I mean, all you cared about is having the Child of Prophecy here in Sheffield, right, Bogart?
You just can't keep your mouth shut, can you? You're lucky there's no other fairy around who can do your job, or I'd have twisted your head clean off by now. Fine, I'll let the Child of Prophecy go where she likes during the day. But be warned, Habitrot. There will be consequences if you don't deliver on the promises you've been making. That iron cylinder that was brought here with the girl is similar to Morgan's spear, yes? Have you figured out how it works? Is it something we can use?
I still have no idea how it works, but I think I can at least get it to fire. I'm not sure that's how it's meant to be used, though. Plus, just touching it makes me feel sick. Whatever that thing is, I don't think it's even supposed to exist. I can't imagine why MASH had something like that. Whatever it is, it really, really doesn't suit her at all.
True. She has yet to even mention it. I suspect she's subconsciously avoiding it. Running from it, even.
Huh. That's pretty sharp. At least for you, Lord Bogart. It's nice to hear you voice an honest opinion I agree with for a while.
Never mind the Child of Prophecy. Can we use that thing as a weapon?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it is a cannon after all, and all. Do you know what a cannon is? No? It's a thing with a chamber that you pack with magical energy ammo. Then you compress and burn what's inside the chamber until something comes out. The only thing is, it takes a ton of magical energy to use. Enough that most fairies would probably wither and die if they tried. So if you plan on using it, Bogart, you'd better ensure you're the only one. Don't make your subordinates do it. No normal fairy could fire that thing and hope to survive.
So what you're saying is, only those who are truly strong can use it, Huh, that's perfect. It will be an excellent way to demonstrate that I have what it takes to be king.
Ugh. I should have known I couldn't get anything through your thick skull. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying before. It looks like the Queen's army is finally about to make a move. Are you all ready to face them? What will be your strategy, O great lord of Sheffield?
Thanks to my supporters in Camelot, I know exactly how strong the Queen's forces are. She is sending her 3rd Division, which consists of approximately 2,000 soldiers. She must have thought that would be enough to handle us. Ha! It's almost shocking how little she thinks of us. They'll never be able to get past Sheffield's walls. Our ramparts are made from strips of the world's tree's bark. They won't be easily destroyed. We have nothing to fear from the Queen's armies without Tamlin. And with Nak Narab moving south, she can't afford to send more than 1 division. All we have to do is wait 7 days for them to wear themselves out against the ramparts. Once we've held the castle for 7 days, the Queen's 3rd Division will have spent its strength. Then my elite soldiers and I only need to release our pent-up anger from the siege.
So you do have a path to victory in mind. Guess I was worried for nothing then. What then? Have you told Mash this place is going to turn into a battleground in a few days? What am I saying? Of course you have. She's as strong as the Tamlin, after all.
No, I haven't, and I won't. How many times must I tell you there's no need for that? All the Child of Prophecy needs to do is boost my soldiers' morale. Anything else would only get in my way. Make sure you keep your mouth shut, Habitrot. That girl is decoration, nothing more.
Good evening, Lord Bogart. It's so nice of you to visit me again.
Don't misunderstand. I'm only here to save face in front of my guards. Otherwise, no fang fairy worth its fur would ever come to the bedroom of a woman he has no intention of bedding. Still, now that I'm here, I'm not about to waste my precious time. Let's discuss the Child of Prophecy tonight. How much do you know about them now that your memories are gone?
Not much, I'm afraid. Only they are a fairy. They turned 16 this year, and are destined to save Britain.
Outrageous. I didn't think it was possible to be so abominably ignorant. The Child of Prophecy's story begins 16 years ago. Anasil, the head of the Mirror Clan, who possessed the sacrament of prognostication, prophesied that the savior of Britain had been born, and that one day the true king would defeat the false king for good. In response, Queen Morgan tried to have every fairy born that year rounded up and killed, but she wasn't completely successful. There were many villages who harbored anti-queen sentiment. Some of them sheltered newborn fairies in the hope that one would someday fulfill the prophecy. Of course, there were also some towns who took fairies born that year and tried to pass them off as the Child of Prophecy. These days, some even offer 16-year-old fairies in tribute to the Queen, claiming they too are the Child of Prophecy. That alone makes the Child of Prophecy valuable. It's why every faction in Britain was desperate to find them. For not one fairy ever doubted that Anasil's prophecy would come true. You see, they knew this had happened before. There had been other times in Britain's history where a savior had been born to rescue it. A figure meant to banish the great calamity that comes every 1,000 years. The one who channels the voice from paradise. At any rate, all but 2 of the records from the Fey era have been lost. One describes an incident that took place in Fey era 4000, over 6,000 years ago. There, a single fairy rescued Britain when constant interclan warfare had brought it to the brink of collapse, at the cost of their own life. The second is the War of Summer in Fey era 2000, in which war was waged against the northern fairies who came here from the Isle of Shadows. In that war, Queen Mab's army of human soldiers wielding iron weapons nearly succeeded in eradicating our ancestors. But then, a single fairy stepped in to mediate between the 2 camps, which led to the creation of the 6 clans we have today. The savior's name was Ask, meaning ash tree. After ending the clan wars, she was buried in the remains of Orkney at the northmost end of Britain. The ignorant, low-class fairies may believe that the Child of Prophecy is supposed to be the savior reborn, but not me. No matter how many times she may have saved Britain before, she's still lost. The calamities will still exist. That alone is proof she does not deserve to be called anyone's savior. Now, if any of the previous saviors had succeeded at ridding the world of these accursed Moors, and the calamities that occur with ever more frequency, then I would have accepted their claims.
I've noticed that everyone in town seems to be afraid of the word calamity. No, not just them. Every fairy in every town I visited on the way here was afraid of it. My understanding is that, as terrifying as Queen Morgan may be, Fairies still obey her because she at least kept them safe from the calamities, but now...
That's right. Morgan has declared her intention to leave Norwich to its fate. This was her second grave error. After appointing Tristan at Tam Lin, I may never get such an opportunity again.
You're happy about this, little Bogart?
You can't rally soldiers without cause for them to believe in. They need something greater than themselves. This Norwich situation is an unprecedented opportunity, Mash. It's the chance that I've been waiting for to seize the throne. I have no intention of actually saving Norwich, but I will still use the situation. My call to action couldn't be simpler. I demand that the Queen rid Norwich of its calamity pool and aid the restoration of the city. If these demands are not met, then Sheffield will no longer recognize Camelot's rule. The Queen will either need to comply with my demands, or send out her army to suppress us. Frankly, I don't care which option she chooses. Either will deplete her army. That will give me time to collude with the northern fairies, invite the Round Table army in the south to join our cause, and eventually create an army of my own to rival the Queen's. You are no more than grease for those wheels, child of prophecy. I neither need nor expect you to save Britain. Until and unless you recover your memories, you are not to make a move without my permission. All I want is for you to continue giving the people of this town hope. You are no good for anything else.
That's the whole situation in Sheffield. Bogart has 3,000 soldiers, 2,000 in his fairy militia, and 300 humans. He's also gathering more forces even as we speak, so you'll probably want to make your move soon.
So it would seem. Damn it! The Queen only authorized Sheffield to assemble soldiers as a deterrent against the northern fairies. Now you're telling me there are 5,000 armed rebels all in one place? That makes this the largest rebellion we've ever seen.
I'd say it's owed largely to Lady Tristan crossing the line with her antics. Ever since New Darlington was built, countless fairies have been slaughtered for pure amusement. Now, fairies from all across Britain are harboring doubts about Lady Tristan. And about High Queen Morgan for making her a Tam Lin in the first place.
You don't have to tell me. I'm painfully aware of that. But we've still sworn our loyalty to the High Queen. We can't be party to any of that nonsense.
Right. Sorry about that. It just slipped out. So, what about my payment?
Very well. Go on. Pay him. He may have lost his standing, but Bogart is still a powerful leader from the Fang clan. He can easily defeat 1,000 fairies on his own. Send word to Camelot to have Lady Gawain dispatched here on the double.
What about the Child of Prophecy? I'm pretty sure intel that valuable is worth something.
Haha, that's a good one. They captured another Child of Prophecy yesterday. This new one isn't even worth looking into. I'm sure Bogart just made her up.
Oh, I wouldn't be too quick to dismiss it, officer. That fairy there was telling the truth. I especially enjoyed the description of this Child of Prophecy. How did it go again? Black iron armor, a huge shield, appears to be a girl about 16, and a black iron cylinder that made you uneasy just to look at it.
Ah. Oh. You've definitely got my attention now, brother. Please, tell me more. What's this girl's name? Do you know her name? You do know her name, right? Honestly, I found it strange how you avoid mentioning just that part, even though you're here to sell us intel. I mean, don't you think it's suspicious? It almost makes me think you're not telling us on purpose.
Yeah, if that's how it sounds to you, sorry. But you're wrong. I didn't say it because I don't know it. Now, if you're not gonna pay me anymore, I'll just be on my way. I want to get back to the south by tomorrow.
And now, why the rush? You came all this way after all. Come on, chat a spell with us. Don't worry, Winky. I'm sure it'll all come back to you soon enough. It's written all over your face.
Oh, back to the Central Plains. Part 6, Wales. Section 6, Wales, Part 1. How long until we get to Wales? Well, we're taking the scenic route instead of the main road, so as not to stand out. So at this pace, I'd say we get there tonight, as long as we don't run into any trouble.
Is something wrong, Altria? You've been really quiet for a while now. I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want to make Bell Draco nervous, but I've been getting a really bad feeling, like someone's been watching us all this time. I also get the feeling the carriage is going to flip over in about 5 seconds.
Don't be silly. Red Ribbit, the most elegant wind-like fey horse around. I would never let a carriage I was drawing tip over, especially with passengers and so...
What is it? Are we under attack? Everyone, get out of the carriage! Hang on! We ain't under attack. The carriage just ran over something is all. What happened, Red Horse? Are the roads that bad out here?
No, it isn't. It's just... I'm sorry. I was just writing a poem while gazing up at the sky. And I didn't notice the large number of ferries collapsed on the road until it was too late. This is incredible. It's awful. It's incredible. There are 1, 2, 3, 6 of them blocking our way.
We're alive. We're still alive. Please. Help us. Our cargo just, began acting up and attacked us out of nowhere. Hi-ho. We're not too badly hurt, too badly. In fact, we probably look completely fine. But the cargo took one of us away. Down past the hill, to that isolated cave no one would ever see unless they were looking for it. Please, you gotta save him. You nice sucker. I mean people. People wouldn't turn your back on a fairy in need, right?
Oh yeah, not suspicious at all.
That hill over there. Got it. Come on, everyone. We need to hurry before it's too late. Wait, seriously? There's a fine line between being nice and being gullible, you know.
You know, I'm actually kind of impressed she managed to survive this long. Keep an eye on those fairies, Oberon. No problem. Good luck over there. Okie dokie. I'm surprised it still costs 24 AP, or, yeah, AP, when it's completely story-based. They usually make it like 10.
大丈夫。落ち着いて、普段通りに。
God damn it, Tomovich. Hello? Game? Did I disconnect? What's going on here? I don't know why we're frozen. Wait, they're all NFF? I thought only the NFF cat. I guess I need to restart this. Fun. That was weird. Alright, let's get back into this. Come on. There's no maintenance going on. Okay. We can resume. Will it let me actually play this time? Okay, so can't kill the giant until, I guess, everything else dies? Just a little bit off. That's really annoying. Wait, does he have it, Barry? Oh, he does. Okay, ignore invincible, increase crit strength and enemies with evade are invincible. Increase star drop rate, crit strength. Okay, yeah. Hmm.
そこに至るはあまたの研鑽気づきに気づいた刀塚縁起をもって宿業を立つ八重垣作るは戦時の刃散った成仏していきな
Ooh, that's big resistance. I mean, I kinda expected it not to kill the lizard. But how am I gonna kill the giant? It took 0.
品田姫を先に行く
見たいのかい
真髄解明完成理念収束鍛造技法臨界これが俺のつぶかい村正だ
God, I hope Da Vinci can actually kill him.
駆け抜けるは全人
I doubt it, but I hope.
未完の馬よ輝ける轍を残せ人生はとても楽しいビューティフルジャーニー
Man, it's amazing how he just lose by himself.
櫛なだ姫を髪に刺し、そこに至るはあまたの
I've hit this lizard so many times.
気づきに気づいた刀塚
It refuses to die.
作るは戦時の刃、知った成仏していきな。
Finally.
それはいつか来る兆しの
I feel like I should have saved this for when it NP'd.
でもなく、あなたは星をかざす
Because I feel like it's gonna do something stupid.
いくよ。
So the fact that the giant said we have empathy, does that mean it's like more or less sentient?
このアングルバッチリ。私の方 OK。
Uh,
あの辺りか。
そう、君たちはあらゆる困難を乗り越える。その勝者を今示そう。ビューティフルジャーニー。さあ、行けるところまで行ってみよう。せーの。
well, on the bright side, it wasn't a hard match, just kind of tedious.
折れんなよ。
It's fun seeing Muramasa MP several times in a row with only one Castoria.
神髄解明、完成理由収束、鍛造技法臨界。これが俺のつむかり村正だ。
ありがとうございます。
Almost makes me regret not rooting for him. Almost. Hi ho! I don't know what I've done. Oh well. I don't know what I would have done if you guys hadn't come along. That's the last time I go shopping in Gloucester. I should have known that bargain set was too good to be true. You mean he actually was in trouble? I guess so. Now I feel bad for not giving those fairies a fair shake. No matter how suspect they seemed at first.
Are you alright? There aren't any other fairies who were taken away, are there?
Nope. Nope. It's just the 7 of us. No 8th fairy around here. I gotta say though, you guys sure are strong. And by you guys, I mean the redhead. You, on the other hand, were crazy out there in a whole different sense of the word, lady. You were throwing out so many explosions, I thought you were gonna blow me up along with our escort. Next time, you gotta take a page from the young Mrs. playbook. She threw a bunch of stuff at the cargo too, but she never hit me once. Going well is all well and good, but you've got to be aware of your surroundings too, especially when there's a hostage involved. Anyone else would be sicking our lawyer on you right about now, you know.
I know. You're right. I'm doing my best to overcome my clumsiness, so I hope you can be patient while I work to improve.
You bet. I'm rooting for you, lady. At least you've got guts, and that counts for a lot.
So, if you're feeling alright now, would you mind if we get going? We got going? Oh, no, it's okay. You don't need to thank us. It seems like it'd be way more trouble than it's worth.
You sure? Now that I made you help, now that I made you help us out, I thought I'd take it easy by sticking with you guys for the rest of the trip. Sticking with you guys the rest of the way. But alright. Besides, we gotta head home and report to the boss that we're done taking out the trash. And here I thought I could rely on those escorts we brought. Thank goodness you guys came along to help us out. Thanks, gullible looking lady.
You were taking out the you were taking out the trash? You mean to Camelot's pit? I thought soldiers were supposed to be escorts for that, since Moors tend to show up near the pit. We've gone with soldiers, but we would have gone with soldiers, but they say they don't have time for escort missions these days. That's why we got escorts from a beautiful lady in Gloucester instead. She said we could have them cheap, since she couldn't get the fine-tuning right. What's this about trash? You mean you don't know, human kid? I guess you must have gotten out of a ranch recently, huh? Luckily, no more showed up near the pit. Guess they're all gathered around Norwich now. Man, sometimes I really worry what's going to happen to Fabian. Between Gawain, the Fang Clan's biggest troublemaker, and Tristan, the Queen's pet psycho. The only decent Tamlin of the bunch is Lady Lancelot. Maybe I should make a break for the north. Nah, what am I saying? I could never do that. We're the 7 merry brothers, Lady Aurora's faithful servants. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's back to work we go. Thanks again for everything, you guys. You watch out for the Moors too, you hear? I see, I see. I held a lot of my chairs. For the record, it's not my fault we didn't get there today. It's all on Altria for dragging us into yet another rescue. You do all understand that, right? Also, do you naturally attract trouble, Bale Draco? Are you just unlucky like that? Now that you mention it... This did help me get my bearings in terms of using my blade and all. Fairy Britain isn't like the other lost spells I've seen so far. I finally figured out how tough my blade needs to be. Your magecraft ain't half bad either, Altria. I got no idea why fairies here say your skills ain't worth much, but I do know they're a great fit for me. My scabbard's feeling smoother than ever with you around. Glad you're on my side. Thank you. Same here. I see. Unlike fairy soldiers, Muramasa doesn't just use his own magical energy to fight. He also uses external enchantments as naturally as though they were a part of his own body.
True. Muramasa's fighting skills are definitely a cut above the rest. You said he's an alter ego, right? Does that mean he's not a pure servant?
Well, is it okay if we tell the story, Muramasa?
Sure, go ahead. Now's as good a time as any, Bale Draco. Besides, I don't need anyone coming to me later complaining about how I was secretly a bad guy all along, or how I could betray the trust, yada yada. Well, it's a long story, but here goes.
So, he's a servant mixture this foreign god made? And he's actually been fighting against Bale Draco and Chaldea up until now? Basically, especially in Olympus, when he pulled off something really crazy right at the end. In fact, Muramasa, that reminds me, you were strong enough to cut Atlas's spirit origin in half. Yet you failed to assassinate Queen Morgan, and some other fairy handed your ass to you. Can you explain to me how that works? Because I don't get it.
Nothing special to it. I'm just an alter ego who's optimized for killing gods. And that's only because the foreign god imbued me with divine spirits who are good with that sort of thing. Apparently, one of them's the blind god of war who is responsible for Ragnarok, the twilight of the gods. The others, well, kind of a wish fulfillment on mine. Don't ask. My point is, I'm not exceptionally strong or anything. I just don't have to use magical energy to kill gods. So Olympus was perfect for me, and Scandinavia, well, Scandinavia would have been rough. You can figure out why. Scotty, I think she was called. If this alter ego version of me had met her, I might have flown into a genuine rage. I know the blind god of war would have had words to say about her of all gods being fooled. Anyway, there you have it. I'm pretty useful when I'm up against divine spirits, or in worlds where divine spirits are calling the shots. So if you're strong against gods, that must also mean...
Now I see. I had a feeling this was the case, but you just helped me clarify it, Muramasa. The land of the Fae has no concept of religion, which means...
Yup, there are no gods in Britain. Though I have no idea how this world ended up like that. It's damn peculiar. The whole world is ruled by fairies, but there ain't a trace of gods. The greatest mystics ever, anywhere. Well, that only makes sense, don't you think? I mean, it's only humans who desire gods. Fairies can do anything they want on their own, so they don't have to rely on a higher power for help. So of course their society isn't going to think up gods.
You know, that is a good point. I'll have to write all this down later in my next message to Caldia. I wonder what Holmes is gonna have to say about it. I, don't know much about these god things either, so I can't speak to that. But you are still Bear Draco's enemy, right? I'm glad you're here helping us now, but, are you really comfortable working alongside your enemy?
You don't have to worry about that, Altria. It's like I told you back in Gloucester. Now that you've saved me, I'm gonna stick with you, Child of Prophecy. It's easier for me that way. I ain't usually one to find fault with my own work, but at least this one's a job I can finally get behind. So you're not fully on board with the foreign god's job then? Are you freaking kidding me? Hell no! Damn thing's a pain in the ass. Even now, I still have no idea what the hell the foreign god even is. She just summoned me without asking, mixed some divine spirits into me without asking, and forced a bunch of work I never asked to be part of on me. I've always been a maker of weapons, so I know my hands weren't the cleanest to begin with. But at least when I was alive, I could swear to the Buddha that I never went down the wrong path. Of course, now that I've got some other things mixed in with me, I don't have a right or a wrong path anymore. So, if nothing else, I'm gonna make sure I do good work on any job I take on. It's the least I can do as Muramasa. That's very... you. Yup. At least I would be if I was still my original heroic spirit. That ain't exactly the case now, but I can still be fairly useful.
I see. In that case, we'll be happy to work with you. We could use all the help we can get now, especially from a heroic spirit we're already acquainted with. Once again, even if it's only in this lost belt, I'm glad we're on the same side, Senji Muramasa.
Thanks. Since I'm saying the price for this job myself, I'll be helping out any way I can. Anyway, on a different note, I don't really want to ask this, but as much as I dislike the guy, he was still a colleague, so... How did Limbo's final moments go? He kicked and screamed until the end. I see. Alright, I'm gonna pretend I didn't hear that and just go to bed. Is anyone awake? They're not, are they? No, they're all sleeping soundly. I'll take that as a good sign. Ugh, I'm pretty sleepy too. Oh, wait, who is this? Well, I have to stand guard. No shady looking things nearby? Check. No Moors nearby? Check. Don't you worry, everyone. I'll make sure Altria stays safe. So, that was ominous. Okay, so Assassin and Berserker, huh? I don't think there's no Ultra Ego Artoria yet, right? We just have a foreigner and the ruler. I guess I bring X. X-Chan. Granted, her C is not really useful in this situation, but whatever. Oh, this is ominous. We're here. Welcome to my domain, the Autumn Woods of Wales. I can see where it gets its name. Warm colored leaves everywhere. Jesus Christ.
It's Lord Oberon! Everyone, come quick! Lord Oberon has returned! Lord Oberon! Please, Lord Oberon! Please tell us all about what you saw outside!
Thank you for the warm welcome, everyone. As you can see, I brought guests with me today. This is Baron Draco. He watches over things just like I do. This is Da Vinci, the cutest genius you'll ever meet. This is Muramasa, who will probably be kind enough to make us all sorts of useful things. And this is Altria, the Child of Prophecy. See? I told you the Child of Prophecy would be willing to come all the way to this isolated neck of the woods. Now do you believe I was telling the truth?
Aha! What do I do, Oberon?
You don't have to do anything. They're just glad you're here. Oh, but don't try to hug them, no matter how cute they are. They're not used to being touched, especially by outside fairies.
These fairies are straight out of a picture book. Now this is what I imagine a land of fairies would be like.
Come on, fairies are fairies, right? I don't see anything special about...
Please, please make me a helmet. I want to be a soldier, a soldier.
Well, I guess they're a little different. I can't tell what it's saying, but... What is it, little guy? You want a helmet that fits you? Yeah, alright. Anything made for humans obviously won't fit you at all. Hey, Oberon. Mind if I set up a workbench somewhere? Be my guest. Oh, but just stick to leaves and twigs for your materials, if you don't mind. They don't actually want to be soldiers. They just want to play pretend. I got it, don't worry. I'm not gonna make anything real.
What about you? Who are you? Are you Oberon's friend? A real friend? That makes you our friend too. Please help him. Please help Oberon. I can tell they're friendly, but that's all I can tell.
They're welcoming you. They're welcoming all of you here. None of the fairies who end up in these woods understand suspicion. There are no imitations of human society here, but we can at least put you up in tents. Why don't you all kick back and relax while I go see what's happening outside? I'm counting on all of you to take care of our guests, okay? Don't worry, these people are nice. None of them are going to hurt you. Okay, everyone, ta-ta for now. I'll be back tonight, so make sure to save some dinner for me.
Huh? Hang on, Oberon. At least tell us how we can understand what they're saying. And he's gone. I mean, at least we can tell these fairies are being welcoming to us, but...
Indeed. I have no idea what these Welsh fairies are saying either. I also noticed Lord Oberon didn't bother to introduce me. That hurts, honestly. I wonder why. Is he just absent-minded? I'm sure it just slipped his mind.
Are you hungry? Are you hungry? If you're like Oberon, you must get hungry too, right? We'll feed you. We'll feed you. Well, Welsh chestnuts are yummy, yummy. They say they're going to feed us. And with chestnuts, no less. That's amazing. Talk about a forbidden treat. You can almost never find sweets in the south thanks to the restrictions. But here, we have a loophole.
Restrictions?
Oh yeah, Mike said that only upper class fairies have access to confectionaries. Apparently, the queen forbids processing fruits and such, so sugar is hard to come by here.
Lady Aura once gave me a bite of some kind of dark-colored bar. But honestly, I prefer carrots. They have much more natural sweetness.
This way, this way! Tell us about Oberon! Tell us about Oberon! Looks like the dining table's over that way. I still can't tell what they're saying, but if they're going to treat us, who are we to say no?
Sounds good to me. I hadn't had a treat in a long time.
And that meal was delicious.
What she said.
It sure was. Those were the most gorgeous grapes I've ever seen by far. And not only that, these fruits even have mystics in them. That was a great way for servants to recover magical energy. Maybe I should take a few of these with us for the road, or send some to Holmes as a souvenir.
Eating pears in a single bite. There's still an extra plate left out. Is that for Oberon? Should we leave it for him?
They're here! The black dogs are here! Run! Hide! You snooze, you lose! Huh? That's weird. Why'd they all run up the trees and hide in hollows all of a sudden?
I see some black dogs over there. So they're probably trying to hide.
Oh my gosh! Come on! We have to get rid of them! It's the least we can do to pay them back for this feast.
I was just thinking the same thing. The black dogs are terrifying, but these poor fairies have no way of fighting back. Well,
We're not going to let anything happen to them now that we're here. Come on, everyone. Let's show these dogs they're no match for a hare.
Are you sure you're not actually a servant?
So, 3 waves, huh? And they're all assassin class, so it's gonna take a while.
さてカードはどういうかもちろんやります了承ここでまっすぐつまむ
Huh.
よしよしいい子だ
Well, I can chain it.
さてカードはどういうか
To increase crit strength. I have no stars anyway, so.
よしよし
Okay, exclude Castoria. And then lower.
行きます
Which one gets her stars? No, let's go. Yeah, okay.
そうですねはいそのように光をせいカードの真髄
Yeah, it's pretty much only rely on the crit there. Really don't think we have enough attack power to actually kill them without a chain.
ならそうですはい輝きは空に陸に海にいいえ輝きは人にこそブライトエパーグメンはっせいカードの真髄お見せします
Artillery chain is probably a bad idea.
もちろんはいそうですねここでまっすぐ光を
Cool, cool, cool. Oh god, they have more health now.
もちろん了承やりますはい
Oh man, but
そうですねそれではい光を
man, I'm just getting all of her chains.
はいそのそうですね光をせい光をカードの真髄お見せします程度
I'm like really concerned by all this like death reduction. Like I'm kind of expecting just to like randomly die from like no reason.
了承それではい了承それで
Hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna shuffle.
バニーの力をお見せしよう
Okay, and lower Castoria's star weight. Get the stars. Really? She still gets 100%? God damn it. Oh, curse the star weight. Fine. Just kill one with an MP. I was really hoping to crit finish off. Aw, man. I was really hoping that kill it. Looked like my entire plan. Well, I should still kill one of them, or two of them. Unless you don't crit. It's okay, that was suboptimal. Cool. Alright. Last round. What the hell is that? Oh, great, it has guts. Yeah, revived twice. Fantastic. Oh, that's lock curse. Oh, that's squishy. Why is it so squishy? I want to chain it, but feel like the curse is just gonna kill me. Okay, so her thing is just still strong against sabers. Well, hers is just increases arts card effectiveness, or increase card effectiveness in general. So chain wise doesn't really matter. I don't think she can do 80k. It'd be nice. Yeah. Felt like what, 50? Oh, 60. Not bad. Castoria chain, probably the best option here. Just get rid of the guts. God damn, so much. Still has so much weight, even when reduced to 100%.
了承それではい
Such BS.
沈む
I'm pretty sure that's what that skill does.
ありがとうございます
Oh my god, so much
皆
curse.
さんのおかげです
What was that incredibly powerful enemy doing mixed in with the black dogs?
Probably just some fairy they bit who went mad from the excruciating pain. Are those different from the Moors? Yes. Fairies become Moors when they lose their purpose and shine. That is, when their lives become meaningless. And when they are infected with meaninglessness by touching other Moors. God. But fairies who become so focused on their purpose that they lose sight of themselves produce endless magical energy to the point that they're no longer able to maintain their forms. I guess you could say they're fairies gone bad.
That's what happened to those fairies in the Nameless Woods. They were so happy to have a human that they couldn't keep their desires in check anymore, and ended up killing their own friends. They did it! They won! Portagon! Portagon! Orbert's gonna be so sad! Orbert's gonna be so happy! He has good friends now. Well, if the fairies are happy, we must have done a good thing driving those creatures away. Alright, this looks like we're going to be staying here for at least a few days. Why don't we set up camp? Especially since there's no point in worrying about what's going on outside now that we're here. So let's just relax and recuperate while we wait for Oberon to get back.
And that's not because of FTM. It's not because of another gacha game I play, DX2. It's the Shin Megami Tensei gacha game, and the PvP has just gotten so fucking cancerous. I just can't beat anyone in PvP right now because they decided to release a character that makes it so you can't play. And it slots perfectly in the team that has like 10,000 HP each. So it reduces your damage down to, and you can't get past their barriers and whatnot. It feels like it's unkillable unless you like heavily invest in like maxing out your characters, which require real money. And it's just so frustrating right now. It's just so frustrating. Like, I'm just trying to do the daily quest, and I can't finish it because I'm encountering this so often. Alright, let's continue on. 6-3. After dinner.
And now, there's something I've been wondering about for a while now.
How do fairy familiar families work? I saw plenty of siblings in Salisbury, but I didn't see anyone who looked like parent and child.
Well, of course you didn't. Fairies come into existence independently of anyone else. The only siblings we have are when multiple fairies with similar attributes decide to call each other that. Or when they just all decide to stick together from the time they manifest. Like the 7 fairies we saw yesterday. That's just how fairies live their lives.
Okay, then what about children? They say Tamlin Tristan is supposed to be Morgan's daughter, right? So how does that work?
Haha, Tristan, Morgan's daughter, good one. No, that's just that just means he's the queen's successor. I guess in human terms, we'd say that Queen Morgan adopted Tristan. The only children in the fairy world are the next versions of you born after you die. Let's see. Okay. For example, let's say we have Spinner Fairy A here. Spinner Fairy A lives for 100 years, then goes to sleep, having fulfilled their purpose. But that doesn't mean the spinner profession or that fairy's way of life disappears from Britain. So right after Spinner Fairy A dies, Spinner Fairy B is born. Fairies refer to this relationship as predecessor and current generation.
I see. So then, does the current generation inherit anything from their predecessor? Things like genes, lineage, records, names, or some other kind of property a human would pass on to their kids?
Not really. Like I said, fairies are born on their own, so they don't have a connection like that. That goes for predecessors and current generation fairies too. Powerful fairies can hold on to their records. Memories may be better here. But in general, the next generation is a completely blank slate. However, since the current generation has the same role, their abilities and appearance do resemble their predecessors to some extent. That's how the Spinner Fairy knows they're a Spinner Fairy, no matter where or when they're born. There are also times when a fairy who resembles the current generation is born while the current generation is still alive. It's rare, but when it does happen, the new fairies are treated as the current generation's son or daughter. This is also why fairies who use magecraft are sometimes referred to as Morgan's daughters. Here in Britain, Queen Morgan used to be the only one who used magecraft. But now we have Tristan, who was given magecraft, named her successor, and Altria, who was born using it. From the fairy's perspective, both are of the same type as the queen, hence Morgan's daughters.
I see. So that's why Tamlin hates the child of prophecy so much. Because the rumor is that she's, I'm Queen Morgan's daughter.
Not exactly, Altria. It's not using magecraft that makes you Morgan's daughter. Is that fairies who use magecraft can become Fairy Britain's king. At least I think so. That's the whole reason Morgan gave Tristan magecraft. It's her way of saying you will be the next king, rule over Britain as you see fit. I expect that was her way of trying to derail the prophecy to make sure the child of prophecy wouldn't take her throne. But then, you and your natural magecraft showed up, and now Morgan, or rather Tristan, is all...
What's the real one doing here?
That's probably why she went to pieces at the auction house. She couldn't handle the terror.
You think so? I didn't think I was scaring her that much.
I do. Yes. Anyway, a confrontation with Tristan is pretty much inevitable. But don't worry, just relax and take it one step at a time. The fact that you use magecraft proves you're the child of prophecy, and that you're destined to defeat the queen. No matter how powerful Morgan may be, or how formidable the Tamlin are. As long as you're the child of prophecy, you'll be Bryn's savior. Just do what needs to be done, and the prophecy will be fulfilled. We're just here to help you. As long as you're around, Bryn can, and more importantly, will be saved. Even if some of us end up dropping out along the way. It's no use. I can't sleep. Too much on your mind to sleep? Well, there's no need to stand. Here, have a seat. I saw you when I was heading out to gather intel. Mind if I sit next to you? Great. Don't mind if I do, then. Say, here's an idea. Maybe you'd feel better if you told me your story so far. I'm sure you have a lot to say about everything you've seen and done before you came here. I see. So that's the journey you, Caldia, has been on. Earth's future, humanity's existence, your survivor's guilt over the other lost boats you've been to. No wonder you can't sleep, especially given what you've told me so earlier. You're feeling guilty about the child of prophecy. Or maybe it's not guilt so much as alienation. Altria is about to spill a lot of blood, but that has nothing to do with you. That's been your role up till now, and you've kept fighting even when it was hard. But you never had a choice, did you? Responsibility for it all rested entirely on your shoulders. Not here, though. Here, you have to put it all on Altria's shoulders. And now, you don't know what to do with these feelings. You might even be feeling like a coward here. Since you can't forget that you have no intention of saving Fairy Bryn. You may be right. You're more concerned about finding your lost companion. If something happened to Mash, you could never forgive yourself, right? Surprised I can tell all that? You're trying not to let it show, of course, but I can still see. But, look at it this way. Let's say, hypothetically, Mash were to go out into town alone and die in an accident. Would that be your fault? Is keeping her safe from all harm, all the time, your responsibility, 24/7? No, of course not. That's not concern for a friend. That's more of a savior complex. Mash is her own person, and people are responsible for their own lives and choices. If you really respect her as an equal, then you should be trusting her, not worrying about her. Piling more responsibility on your shoulders isn't going to help anyone, especially if you're so weighed down you can't act quickly when you really need to. Still, based on what you told me of your journey so far, it sounds like your heart doesn't have anywhere else left to go. I'm pretty sure you used to be a lot lighter on your feet. The kind of person who lived his life how he wanted. Am I wrong? What do you mean? Well, I can tell you what I don't mean. I don't mean just doing whatever's easiest. I say living life how you like means finding what suits you, finding what it is you want more than anything, and fighting for it as hard as you can, come what may. That's how you were during the incineration of humanity. Not that I was there to witness this. Witness it, obviously. Wow. My point is, you and I are a lot alike. I'm guessing we both have the same role to play here in Britain. We're bystanders. As much as we hate it, you are no more the protagonist of the story than I am. Just like Oberon the Fairy King wasn't the protagonist of A Midsummer Night's Dream. All we can do here is watch to see how things play out. Even in battle, we can't do anything more than offer support from the rear. But that doesn't mean you need to beat yourself up. At some point before this all ends, there will come a moment you have a crucial role to play. A time when no one else is around, and you'll have a chance to change how everything unfolds. Sounds great, doesn't it? So for now, I suggest you swallow that worry, get some rest, and look forward to what's yet to come. So what if you're just a bystander? Even spectators have pride after all. So bide your time, wait for your moment, and do something spectacular at the end that not even the gods could have seen coming. Just imagine how good it's gonna feel when you finally wipe that smirk off the smug face of fate itself. Thanks, Oberon. Not too sure what that was about, but I feel better now. What's so strange about it? That's how I lived my whole life. Baron Draco. There aren't many people out there who can explain everything about themselves. It's not like we're predictable tools that come with instruction manuals. We're living, analog creatures, fuzzy around the edges. That said, everyone has at least one thing they like about themselves, right? It's kind of embarrassing to say this out loud, but at least in this example, I don't think I'm a coward. And of course, you aren't either. Oh, sorry about that, Blanca. I didn't realize I've been talking so long. Let's go look for intel in Manchester tonight. It's about time we start investigating up north. Alright. I'd better get going then. I'll see you tomorrow night. I don't want to be the only one left out of the dinner fun, after all. Wait. What is it you want, Oberon? To defeat Morgan, of course. I might not be a fighter myself, but that is why I was summoned here. You're not talking about for humanity's sake or anything like that? Oh. Now I see. Well, damn. This is kind of embarrassing. But I guess I can't dodge a question after the big speech I just gave. I'm looking for Titania. Remember? Oberon's queen from A Midsummer Night's Dream? Titania, the fairy queen. The only one that ever loved obstinate Oberon. I'm hoping to see her if I can. Though of course, I know that's impossible. Titania is a fictional character. She doesn't exist in proper human history. She can only ever exit within the confines of a story. Oh, and also Eco Fight. Alright. Ryder and also Eco. So I guess it's a sparring match with Da Vinci and Muramasa then. So I'm going to call it a night here. We made one node worth of progress again. Alright. Man, it's just been I don't know why my webcam's like freaking out. It just won't connect to my software anymore. So that's why it took me so long to get the stream started. But thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.